This is one of those movies where you start off like super intrigued by it, and you're like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good, and then the movie just like hits a complete tonal shift, and you're kind of like, what? The Wretched. Let's talk about it. The Wretched is a kind of creature feature thriller type film about a young male whose parents are going through a divorce, and he's now living with his father for a short while, and he suspects his neighbor is not who she says she is, and she believes that she's some type of monster, a ghoul, I guess you could say, because she's not like a giant monster. She's not a kaiju, but she's more like a witch or a ghoul.
I'm thinking zombies.
What?
You know, zombies, ghouls, the undead.
So he starts spying on him and stuff like that. The first 40 minutes, I love this movie. I was into it. I was glued to my TV. It's on Hulu, by the way. I was glued to Hulu, I guess you could say. I'm like, oh, this is so good. And then around like with like 30 minutes left, I'm like, oh, this didn't go the way that would have been a lot cooler. But let's get the good out of the way. The performances are all fine. Even the male lead, he's a young actor, but he still did really good in this. If he keeps going, I'm sure he'll have a bright future. Because I totally watch more of his stuff. The cinematography is great. This is a good looking movie. By far, the best aspect is the lighting, the use of shadow, the use of camera trickery to hide things is just exquisite. It's really well done. I can't praise the lighting enough and the use of shadows. It's really creepy. The ghoul, the actress who plays her, is also extremely talented. She gives off a very unsettling, creepy performance that when she was just on screen, I'm like, oh no, stuff's about to pop off right now. And I loved it, but at the same time, I'm like, I really don't want to see more of her because she's kind of freaking me out, man. The first like hours, like Rear Window Disturbia-esque of like a young or of a character like pointing blame on others, like trying to be like something's not right there, man. Like in Rear Window or Disturbia with Shia LaBeouf, which is another cool flick. Check it out. And I'm like, I love both of those films. And like, I'm like, this is like a creature feature version of that. This is sick. And then like with a half hour left, it just twists and turns in a way that I didn't like. And it's not the film's fault because it's not like it doesn't turn into like dog crap. It's still competent, but it just didn't gel with me. Like, and that's fine. They try to like shoehorn in a plot twist, and it's a plot twist that when you really think about it, it's kind of like, what? Because it hints at like stuff earlier in the movie that we didn't get to see, and it's kind of like a plot twist only works if the viewer gets to, experience the whole film as a whole and not just like nitpick things out of it. It felt really weird. It felt really shoehorned. It's a plot twist that really doesn't need to be there. And I think without that plot twist, I think it would have flowed better. Because it's just a plot twist to be a plot twist at that point. Like, you can remove it and almost nothing about the film changes. So I wasn't very fond of the plot twist. Like, yeah, I comprehend it. It doesn't mean I have to like it. Um, and it's just like the last half hour just gets such like a tonal shift that it almost feels like two separate movies, kind of. And I just wasn't a fan. But the first hour, great. It's super intense. It's super beautifully shot. It's well made. But The Wretched, is it worth a watch? Oh, absolutely. It's still a good movie. It's still competent. Just because I did dislike things doesn't make the film bad. It's not poorly made by any means. Like I always say, you can dislike something but still recognize that it's well made, that it's still good, and this is that. And plus, you could love something and recognize that, hey, it's not good. Like, it happens. So, good movie, yes. Was it all for me? No. The first hour, absolutely for me. If they kept that vibe throughout the whole movie, I would have been like 10 out of 10, praising it. Go see it right now. Stop watching this. Go on free Hulu, watch it. But because of that weird, unneeded plot twist and the tonal shift, it's just not for me. But overall, it's a fun watch. I dug it. So, be good people. Like always, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching.